have been touched on a couple of times about the local content. And I guess really it's with the recent news points where both Stan and Netflix have outright said, we're not going to produce it. And they're pushing back on that idea that the government has put forward. I guess ultimately the question would be, with the recent media reform changes potentially affecting local content quotas for free-to-air television, do you see community TV's role in ensuring local voice being represented is on our screens being an important one moving into the next decade?
Oh, I absolutely do. Absolutely. And I think more than ever, as we look at these content conversations that are going on, and there is clearly from some elements of the sector, you know, trying to get rid of some of that regulation which is seen as burdensome and so forth. You need to, as I said, remember we've got some overarching principles for broadcasters, and broadcasters are in a very privileged position. You know, the right to use the scarce resource, you know, spectrum that is used but not consumed, you know, that is actually, it's a privilege. It's a real privilege. And I think that privilege, of course, belongs to the Australian people. And I honestly believe that if we don't have these avenues for content in community television, then we will gradually, mightn't see it overnight, but in some cases you do when, you know, some of these channels, unfortunately, you know, just go off the air. You won't see it overnight, but over time you will see that sort of creeping, you know, I'm loath to just say Americanism, but, you know, that's primarily where we can, you know, from where we derive most of the content that's not Australian on our screens. But the opportunity to tell Australian stories, the opportunity for people to, you know, report current affairs, the opportunity for people from different backgrounds to actually maintain their multiculturalism. So, yeah, short answer is absolutely. Yes.